Hello there, it's me again, Metwaly, your personal wisdom keeper, dragon shaman. Today I want to talk about temples. So there's very interesting aspects about this subject that I have come across. Yeah, so at the first, I have to say it was always like one secret dream of me to build some kind of temple. It was like, yeah, when I was very small, I already found it cool to somehow build pyramids or temples or something like this. By the time I grew older, I was involved in several projects that involved several people being together at a place and having a good time, you know. That was just this other experience. And out of these two components within me grew the wish to have some sort of temple for my own. So I did not hesitate and started to carve one. You know, it's just like, not like you could go inside with your body, you know, because I didn't have the time, unfortunately, to build a real temple yet. But this is also a reason why I'm talking about it. So when I was considering this theme of a temple, I was very concentrated to make it right, you know, just like for the fantasy, if you wanted to build a temple, you will in the first place ask yourself, why do I want to build a temple? You know, it's just like, it doesn't matter, there's a lot of stuff, all the holy things, you know, I could do it in the nature, I could do it at home, I could do it anywhere, so why a temple? So I wanted to look closer at this. So I looked closer and I discovered, yeah, because it can be a cool thing to dedicate not only a place but also a building to a purpose that is very loving and good. You know, it's no evil thing to do per se. You know, so. In recent days, let's say over the last 5,000, 2,000 years, something like this, the relationship to temples has grown very strange, you know, because all of that religion thing going on, I would say briefly. But nevertheless, a temple itself can be a good thing, you know. It doesn't, if you have a temple, it doesn't have to involve any religion yet, you know, it doesn't have to have that thing, you know. So when I went inside myself and I was looking for what would my wish be for this temple, I discovered that I just want to have a good time there, you know. It's not much more, you know. It's just a place where you can go to and you can make music there, you can meditate, you can just like have these more spiritual feelings without getting harassed by anybody or disrupted or anything like this. So this was the basic, this was my basic feeling to the theme of the temple. You know, it's just like, yeah, basically it's a cool thought, why not, you know. It's just like I had to discover why not, you know, because nowadays it's not an easy thing to build a temple, you know. Every spot on the earth is owned by anyone, you know, so it's also, as far as I know, at least in the country I'm living in, it's basically forbidden to build a temple, you know. There are certain groups of people, they are allowed to build temples, you know, but people like me who don't want to join any of the major religions, you know, I'm not allowed to build a temple just like that, you know. So there are very restricted laws. So I was just meditating, maybe we all, so it doesn't only involve me but also other people who are fond of this idea, they would love to have a place where you just can meditate, you know. So I was very strongly meditating about having that place already. You know, you don't have to go where, because, so this is what I had to discover, all of your body is a temple. You know, so why build a temple? You know, because you're inside in a temple already, so it doesn't matter. So at that secret door in my heart, you know, which isn't secret because I tell you now, but you know that, I don't have to tell you that, but it doesn't matter. When I went there at that place, and I was in some sort of meditating state, I would say, just, you know, basically relaxed, not thinking, that kind of thing. I had to discover within my inner void, you know, which is in my home somehow, I discovered that there is exactly the temple I always wanted to have, you know. So in the dream state, every one of you, is my belief, can go to his own personal temple. Why then build a temple in real world, you know? So I discovered that this would be a sign to all other humans, to Mother Earth, to the whole cosmos, that you are fond of the idea of a temple that contains certain qualities. So if you are about to build a temple, you should at first, and that is the most important thing, it's not where it is and how big it is and how you're going to do it. The most important thing is why you want to do it. You know, you just have to be clear about that, you know. And in my case, it was like, okay, yeah, I don't want the people there to be loud or rude, but I don't want them to be too quiet, and so I could say to them, okay, you don't have to be too loud, you don't shouldn't be too quiet, you shouldn't be that or this. And I was thinking right about, you know, like about 100 rules or 200 rules, you know. You shouldn't make fire except for in the fireplace, you shouldn't do that or this, and you should this and that. And after some amount of time where I was discovering that the rules were too much, you know, I couldn't write it all down, yeah, for a real temple to actually take place, you know. It's just like you would go there and then you would have to read for, I don't know, half an hour or an hour what you're allowed to do and not to do. So this is a little bit how a religion is formed, you know, so I don't want to go down that path. So I discovered all of that rules are present in one very moment, in that moment that you are inside your heart. So I could write it down all for you, you know, so what would be a proposal for a good temple or something like that. But I discovered that the quality I personally, I don't know how you about that, this is what this all is about, why I'm talking to you, you know. But if I wanted a temple, it should be just simply the qualities of the heart, you know. So you don't have to do any complicated thing or something like that. You know, it's just like if you go there and you just make the effort to try to be in your heart. You don't have to be in there every time, you know. We're all just humans. We fail, you know. It's just like it happens to everyone. But it's for the try, you know. It's just like to say, okay, I try to be in my heart. I don't have to be there, but at least I'm trying, you know. Something like this. If everyone in a temple, that every person that is going to a temple would agree on that simple thing, that we all should be in our heart, that color of the skin doesn't matter, that we all are connected, that nobody is separated from another, you know, because of religion or color of the skin or something like this, which I discovered is simply the qualities of the heart, you know. So we just have to, if we all wanted to build a very nice temple, is my proposal, we just would have to concentrate on being in the heart consciousness, you know. And I have discovered this many times, you know. If a certain amount of people is just inside their heart consciousness and they're trying to do something, it works out perfectly, you know. It's just like really, wow, rocking, and you have amounts of energy you would have never imagined, you know. So so my proposal in general, I don't know, you know, so I have to tell you, so this temple I'm talking about, my personal temple, it is already existing in the spiritual realm, you know, so I don't care too much about that, you know, so it's like, I know I can go there, and I know I can invite everyone who wants to go there, you know, so it exists already in that realm. But if we want to show a sign on this planet, you know, and in this density and in this reality where we actually are now, if we want to mirror it somehow to the everything that is, then maybe a temple would be a good way to showing it, you know. So everyone who's agreeing on certain points, maybe we can figure out a way how to actually build this temple. So what I was thinking about is if it's really going to be, then this would be one proposal how it could look like. So I'll show it to you. It's nothing great, you know. It can look how you want, you know. It's not. It's just like my purpose, you know. It's just like how would I propose to have it look like, you know. Just one purpose. But I was thinking about a very long time, how could we call such a temple, you know, where people are just meeting, and it's not about color of the skin, and it's not about religion, and it's not about everything. I came to the conclusion that maybe the best name would be the Temple of Many Colors, you know. So I'm presenting you just an idea how it could look like, you know, but we could build many temples of many colors, you know. There's no limitation. Why limit on anything, you know? So I want to encourage everyone who is wanting to build a temple, you know, maybe this would be a good cause, you know, to build a temple for many colors, you know, so to show in the outside world that we as humanity are already at that state where we understood that we might have different colors, but we are the same species at the end, you know. It's not like a woman is going to sleep with a table and then you have little table humans, you know. It's just like we are all pretty much the same, you know. It's just like the amount of the pigments in your skin is the amount of pigments in your skin is what is making much of the difference, you know. But it can change very easily, you know. So I watched black people living in Europe becoming white, you know. You couldn't tell if they're black, you know, because they have turned white, you know. And on the other hand, it's also possible that a white person goes into a hot country and this person will become darker. So this division is not what will unite us, you know. But we can set a sign, you know. We can at least try, you know. So and the simplest thing to do this in everyday life is just to be in your heart, and there's another thing, to be without judgment. You know, it's a pretty hard thing, and yeah, maybe you will say, no, I'm not judging. You know, it's cool. Everyone can say that. You know, it's just like. But if you really try to focus on that, you will discover that every one of us, and unfortunately it's with me the same, are judging pretty much of the time. So so just try it for a day, you know, so that you can get what I'm saying, you know. But we can go over that, you know. You just okay, you see a person, you have a judgment, but you can put it aside, you know, and try to look again at this person, you know, and you will discover that the differences you first noticed are not that big as you thought, you know. So this is what I have discovered on that one. So my proposal would be that yeah, we build temples where everybody is invited, and but who is the most invited? You know, it's like we shouldn't judge anything, but if we want to build a temple for a certain purpose, we should say, okay, this is the temple where the qualities of the heart are trying to be lived exactly, you know. So this is a place where we can do that, and for not being judging, you know, I would propose that we call it, if we do such temples, that we call them Temple of Many Colors. So this is my purpose. Thank you for your time, and yeah, have a nice life.